Coming up, the latest on the legal fight to keep abortion services available in North Dakota. The vice president of the Fargo School Board says his stance has not changed when it comes to reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. And a possible nursing strike in Minnesota could leave thousands of nurses walking off the job. Hello and welcome to the Nightly Review. I'm Tom Tucker. We begin with a look at tonight's headlines, then a conversation with the new president at NDSU, as the fall semester is now officially underway. Dr. David Cook is expressing excitement on the first day of classes while also talking about challenges that lie ahead. But first tonight, attorneys for the Red River Women's Clinic are asking a judge to delay the implementation of North Dakota's trigger law banning abortion. Lawyers argued Friday the state's constitution guarantees a right to abortion. They say letting the trigger law take effect would cause the clinic's patients irreparable harm. The Assistant Attorney General argued no such right exists in the state constitution and said delaying the implementation of the law would be against the will of the people. The law is set to take effect on Friday. Meanwhile, Pro-Life Action Ministries continues to demonstrate outside the new location of the Red River Women's Clinic in Moorhead. A rally was held over the weekend across the street from the new clinic along Highway 75 North. The rally was a coordinated effort amongst a coalition of local churches. Prayer vigils are being held in front of the clinic on Thursdays. Fargo's Island Park pool is now officially closed for the summer and it won't be open until 2024. Between now and that time, the pool will undergo extensive renovation work and upgrades. It's all part of the Island Park restoration project. A majority of area businesses in West Fargo and elsewhere in Cass County recently passed their tobacco compliance checks. Fargo Cass Public Health says the intent of the check is to make sure retailers are not selling tobacco to people under the age of 21. In West Fargo, 10 of 13 businesses passed. Elsewhere in Cass County, 13 of 16 businesses passed the ordinance check. West Fargo police are reminding residents of locations in the city they call safe swap spots. Those include the police department off 4th Avenue East, as well as the West Fargo Fire Department off 29th Avenue West. The locations have been picked to give residents peace of mind and provide a safe location for people to exchange online purchases or make their trades. The Fargo School Board Vice President Seth Holden says his stance against reciting the Pledge of Allegiance at the start of school board meetings has not changed.
I still stand extremely firm on my reasonings I gave to discontinue the Pledge of Allegiance that I gave on August 9th. But, after looking at the big picture, I thought it was time to concede the battle to win the war.
Holden was among the 8 board members who, during a special meeting last Thursday, voted to reinstate reciting the pledge as part of the regular agenda for their biweekly board meetings. It was Holden who first proposed dropping the pledge during their board meeting back on August 9th. A Barnes County man is facing an 8-year prison sentence after pleading guilty to a sex crime involving a child. Everett Flynn was sentenced late last week for having sexual contact with a minor. 4 years of the sentence was suspended. Authorities say the child did not live in Flynn's home. Flynn was previously sentenced to 12 years on a similar charge. In Minnesota, traveling nurses are preparing to fill in if a strike by the Minnesota Nurses Association moves forward. The 15,000-member organization voted last week to authorize a strike, but discussions are still underway about when and if to call a strike. The union says a nurses' strike would be one of the largest in U.S. history. The first female officer to serve in the Minnesota National Guard is set to retire after 38 years with the organization. Air Force Brigade General Sandy Bess says her greatest accomplishment is paving the way for those who followed her while helping airmen, soldiers, and civilian employees achieve their dreams. And police are getting ready for the Minnesota State Fair. The police chief for the fair says they should have enough officers to patrol the fairgrounds this year. Fairgoers will once again see metal detectors at fair gates, as well as other safety measures. The State Fair opens on Thursday. Well, if you find the Nightly Review to be a good and better source for news and information for life in the FM Metro, please take a moment to subscribe and hit the bell button below. We appreciate your support. It looks like a slight cool down is on the horizon for us weather-wise. Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki has a look at the forecast from the Skywatch Weather Center.
Thanks, Tom. It looks like a pretty decent evening and into the overnight hours. We'll have generally partly cloudy skies with lows near 60, southeast winds around 5 to 10. For tomorrow, we're looking at a partly cloudy day, more clouds coming in late in the day as a cold front approaches the area. That'll trigger off a few storms as we head into Tuesday night. But tomorrow should be pretty decent, high in the mid-80s with a southeast wind around 5 to 15. And then a little bit cooler as we head into Wednesday, a few leftover storms in the morning with highs in the 70s.
It could happen to you or someone you love. One moment, one diagnosis can change everything. Thankfully, there's a program that helps caring people uplift families through a crisis. Lend a Hand Up, raising financial help and hope through community benefits and online campaigns. A program that boosts generosity so gifts go further. Lend a Hand Up helps you help your neighbors. Learn more and give at lendahandup.org.
Welcome back. Today is the first day of the fall semester at NDSU, and to mark the occasion, I had the opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation with the university's new president, Dr. David Cook. Cook took over last spring as the school's 15th president. He previously served in an administrative post at the University of Kansas. Dr. Cook first expressed excitement for the new semester, but also talked about the challenges that lie ahead.
You know, a ton of energy. We've had students here since Saturday morning. We helped move them in, my wife and I did, and then met a lot of parents, a lot of anxiety, a lot of excitement. I have kids of my own who are in college back in Kansas, so I kind of get all those different emotions. So that was a great day. We had a ton of activities planned for them Saturday night, and so here we are rolling into day one, and I think I'm just kind of excited to get things going, and students are everywhere running around, and so, day one is here. Let's go.
The past 6 months have been a time of transition for Dr. Cook and his wife, moving to Fargo and becoming acclimated with the university and the area. Cook credits the people for making them feel welcome.
Way back in January, my wife and I visited here, and when we left, one of the things she said was, don't blow it. We love this. This is great. But we just kept talking about how the people treated us so well, how great they were. That is, people in the state, alumni of NDSU, people from the Fargo-Moorhead area, and that is one of the biggest takeaways we had then that just still feels the same way now. People have been great to her, great to us through this entire transition, and clearly North Dakotans want to make you feel included and welcome, and I'm very grateful for that.
Dr. Cook recently completed a 2-week tour around the state of North Dakota, meeting with leaders in business and education and elected officials.
Yeah, so 2 separate weeks, spent time with a few colleagues just traveling around the state. The goal was to really learn what the land grant means to North Dakota, understand all the great things that we do across the state, but to listen and to learn. And so met with, obviously, alum, people that are out there in our extension, a number of legislators, business leaders, just community leaders in general, and candidly, some of my colleagues at the other state colleges as well. And so it was just getting acclimated, understanding what North Dakota is all about, and I took away from that a lot of great things and experiences, things for me to think about this next year.
Cook also talked about what he learned from the trip, along with how he plans to apply that during his first year at the helm.
Well, what I heard from the state was a lot about workforce and what are we doing academically to stand up academic programs that meet the needs of North Dakota and the region. And so taking that to heart, already talking with our deans about that. They want to see our students be successful, and they want to make sure they're prepared, and we're connecting them with business and industry. And so we already do a lot of great work in this area, but kind of doubling down, tweaking, and thinking about how we can always do these kind of things better. So to me, that's workforce, that's economic development, that's critical. Closely tied to that are things around research. That's a big part of our mission. And so are we doing the kind of research that is applied that makes a difference to North Dakota and North Dakotans? And so I got a lot of great feedback there, and I had a great team travel with me, and we're already having a lot of great conversations about what to do next.
There's also been talk recently about the Bison football program joining the FBS ranks, and Dr. Cook commented on that as well.
Yeah, I know you asked me about football, but I just have to say we started a lot of different athletic programs have just launched, and they're doing great, and we're already up and running, and they do an amazing job. And I want to commend all of them for the success they have on the field, but really the student-athlete focus. That's something that's just priority number one, and something I'm very proud to be part of. So, of course, football's getting rolling, and big game coming up this weekend. Excited to experience my first one of those games. Everybody wants to know about FBS, and I would just tell you that the environment out there is tricky. It's changing on all levels. I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen next. I will just tell you that we're making sure that we are positioning ourselves to be as successful as possible, no matter what the next chapter brings.
I'd like to thank new NDSU President Dr. David Cook for joining me for tonight's one-on-one conversation. Cook says he's looking forward to getting to know more students and staff as the semester progresses and working to help students reach their academic goals. You can hear my entire interview with Dr. Cook by checking out the story online at WDAYRadioNow.com. Well, that will do it for this Monday night, August 22nd, 2022. I'm Tom Tucker. Thanks for watching the Nightly Review.